Hey everyone, it's Clay with the Burris Realty Group. I'm joined by our teammate Chris and the world famous, backed by popular demand, Eric McMillan here at Fairway Mortgage today. We are out on location at Fairway. Really just wanted to get into some key questions that buyers have.
Yep. So one of the most important things when you start searching for a house, kind of step one is your pre-approval letter. So we were hoping Eric could kind of clear some things up and answer some questions on that. So I guess the big question is why do you need one?
Well, it's really important to know how much home you qualify for. You don't want to waste your time. You want to know exactly what you qualify for, how much home. That enables, pre-approval enables you to know where you're at so you can get your targets set on the home search.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that really helps us from setting up your search, making sure that you're looking at the right houses for you. So, I think that's the important first step that we always talk to any buyer about is getting that pre-approval. So, some of the common questions that we get at that point are, well, how long does that take usually to get a pre-approval?
Yeah, I mean, it's really, really fast. There's a pre-qualification and a pre-approval. You can be pre-qualified over the phone really quickly. Giving some personal information, having a credit report ran, sharing some of your information verbally, that can give you a pretty good idea of what you're going to look at. But you really want to have a pre-approval in today's very competitive market. You want your offer to be the one that's accepted. So we have technology tools. We have our own website that you can go to. All of our loan officers have their own personal app, so you can actually do an application from your phone. So it's really quick, and then we try to get all your documentation so that we can prove all the numbers are correct, and we can give you a pre-approval that's worth more than the paper it's written on, so that when you go and make that offer, your offer is going to be the one that's looked at and trusted the most.
Sure. The seller can be confident that you can afford to buy a
Yes,
house.
yeah.
Right?
The worst thing for a seller is a house falling through. The worst thing for a buyer is a house falling through.
Sure.
So our job is to make sure that the approval that we give out is going to close.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So you talked about documentation. You guys typically ask for tax returns, check stubs.
Yeah, it's kind of the rule of two. The last 2 years tax returns, last 2 years W-2s, last 2 months bank statements, last 2 pay stubs.
Okay.
Driver's license, things like that. For a W-2 to salaried buyer, those are the main things that we're going to need. If you're self-employed or retired, there's some other documentation that we need. But we look at every buyer and their situation and create the needs list from that.
Sure. So to piggyback on that, I think one of the common questions besides what documentation do I need is, do you pull my credit score? And then if so, how does that affect me?
Yes, absolutely, and we do, and we have to. Every lender has to pull a credit score. That is one of, if not the most important part in the process. You can have assets, you can have a great job, been on the job for a long amount of time, but if we don't know what your credit is, we don't know how to fit the best program for you. So we pull a credit report up front, and on the app that you complete, you check a box that you authorize that to do so. If we're talking face-to-face or on the phone, we get that authorization from you as well. Pull the credit, lay out the products in front of us, and go from there. So as far as how it affects the credit, you do have it might be a 5 point drop in your score on that initial pull, but we do not have to pull it again for 120 days after that time. So
the pre-approval is good for essentially 120 days.
That's correct. That's correct. We do have to do what's called a soft pull at within a week of closing to make sure the credit profile has not changed, but that's the only time where it could affect your credit score.
Okay. How long does that hit on their credit score last? I've heard differing numbers there, 15 days, 30 days.
Yeah,
90 days.
yeah. It slowly goes away.
Okay.
The most impact is right there within that 30-day time period. But really, for the most part, you're not going to having your credit pulled is not going to make your score go down this exorbitant amount. Okay, so getting it pulled is vital. It's important for you so that you know, so that you can have the options presented to you so you can make the best educated decision for you and your family on what product to choose.
Awesome. Is there anything else that you hear from buyers quite a bit? Pre-approval process?
I think it.
Okay. I think those are the main questions that we wanted to cover. Hopefully those help to answer some of those questions for all of you out there. If you have further questions, Eric, can they contact you directly?
Absolutely. My email is eric.m@fairwaymc.com. You can also call me on my cell phone, 317-657-8242, or go to our website at www.indyfairway.com.
Well, Fairway is one of our preferred lenders, so we'd love to work with you. If you reach out to Eric, he'd be happy to answer any questions too. Thanks for joining us today.